No, no, thank you. Hmm? Good afternoon. My name is Tony Gonzalez. I'm the judge of the Robson Municipal Court. Today's date is Wednesday, November 10th, 2021. We are on the record. In addition to being on the record with, this is also being streamed live on YouTube. I want to thank y'all for being here today. Today's docket will consist of the juvenile docket. I have 3 cases on the docket for this afternoon. This is the initial appearance or the arraignment. All that means is that you're appearing in court for the first time to answer to your violations. We sent out the child obligation forms to the parents, and I'm informed by my clerk that we have received them all back. So before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and just explain some procedure and some rights that you folks have, okay? These are Class C misdemeanors with fines that normally do not exceed $500. You have the right to have a jury determine your guilt or innocence. You can waive your right to a trial by jury, and you can have a trial before the court, which is me. You also have the right to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford a lawyer, will not be appointed to you because there is no chance of jail in these cases. But an attorney can help you understand the law, can help you understand procedure, and can help you make decisions regarding your case. If you choose to go forward without a lawyer, I have no choice but to hold y'all to the same standards as if you were an attorney. You also have the Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. You do not have to testify in your case against yourself. It is the state's burden to prove their case against you beyond a reasonable doubt. As you sit here today, you are innocent until proven guilty. Does everyone understand this? Okay. Before I go any further, can I have
Yes, Your Honor.
Brianna Sanchez? I don't see, I need to be able to see your camera. Brianna? Okay. It's also important to note, no matter the outcome on these cases, you have the absolute right to an expungement of the record once the case is terminated. We will provide you with a document that explains your right to an expungement. Okay. Before I go forward, any questions from any of the parents? Okay, any questions from anyone else? Now, my understanding is Angeline Guerra, your mom, is on the Zoom. Is that correct, Ms. Guerra? Okay. And,
yes, I am on here.
Okay. And Brianna Sanchez is your parent in the room with you? Okay, perfect. And then I see Mr. Almeida's mom is in the room also. Okay. So I'm going to call each case one by one. So when I call your name, I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand. I'm going to swear you in, and I'll have both parent and child raise their right hand, please. I'm going to swear y'all in, and then I'm going to let you know what you're being charged with. And then I'm going to ask you, how do you plead? You're going to have three choices. You can plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. A plea of guilty and a plea of no contest are essentially the same thing, in that I will find you guilty. The only difference is when you plead no contest, you're telling the court that you're not saying you did it, you're not saying you didn't do it. You're just not contesting the charges. However, you do believe, or you do know, that there is evidence before the court where you could be found guilty. If you either plead guilty or no contest, then we'll go to the punishment portion of the case, where I will dole out what I feel is just and fair. At that point in the case, if you want to talk to me about anything regarding the case, you are more than welcome to, okay? Before this point, the only time I can hear any facts regarding the case is at the trial of the matter, okay? So a lot of times people come in and they want to talk to me about the facts of the case, and it's not that I don't want to hear what you have to say, it's that I cannot hear what you have to say by law until we have a trial and there's a prosecutor present representing the state of Texas. But if you plead guilty or no contest and you want me to consider something after that point, I will listen to whatever you want to tell me. If you plead not guilty, then the case will be set for trial. It's going to be your choice to have a trial before the court or a trial before the jury. It's going to be your choice. If you choose the court, it'll be before me. If you choose a jury, it'll be 6 people from the community. If you make the choice to go, that you want a trial, or the choice of not guilty, then we will set you for a pre-trial. At that pre-trial, the prosecutor will be present. His name is Mr. Epi Isasi. You will have the opportunity to speak to the prosecutor if you so choose regarding your case. The prosecutor can talk to you about a plea bargain agreement. He can consider evidence you may want to present that either shows that you're innocent or you feel is a mitigating factor. If the prosecutor feels that the case is warranted, he has the ability to dismiss a case. So at the pretrial, that is a good time to try to get your case resolved. If you are unable to resolve your case, then the case will be set for trial. Okay. Any questions before I call the first case? Okay. Court calls cause number 211-000-2558, State of Texas versus Brianna Sanchez. Ms. Sanchez, please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Is that a yes? You have to verbalize everything. Okay, you have your mute button. No, well, actually yours is not on. I just can't hear you. Can you? Okay, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to get closer to your computer because everything's being taken down and I need to hear it, okay? You are Brianna Sanchez. Yes. Okay, Mom, can you please state your name for the record? Vanessa, okay. All right, Brianna, you are charged with the offense of criminal mischief alleged to have occurred on or about September 28th, 2021 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas, where the complainant is the Dollar General store. Are you aware of these charges, Brianna? Are you aware of the charges? You have to say yes or no. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Natalie, I can barely hear her. It's all the way up. Okay, Brianna, I'm going to ask you one more time. Are you aware of what you're being charged with? Yes. Okay, and you understand it? Yes. Okay. As to the charge of criminal mischief alleged to have occurred on September 28th, 2021 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas, as to that charge, how do you plead? Guilty. The court will accept your plea of guilty. Brianna, are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna hold off on the punishment right now because I'm gonna go through the other cases because these are all involve the same incident. And I don't want to have to repeat myself 3 different times. Court calls cause number 211-000-2557, State of Texas versus Angeline Guerra. Ms. Guerra and Ms. Guerra, can y'all please raise your right hand? Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes,
We
sir.
did.
Okay, y'all can put y'all's hands down. Angeline, you are Angeline Guerra, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you are charged with the offense of criminal mischief alleged to have occurred on or about September 28th, 2021 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas, where the complaining party is the Dollar General store. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you are aware of that charge, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, as to the charge of criminal mischief alleged to have occurred on or about September 28th, 2021 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. As to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
The court will accept your plea of guilty. Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna hold off on punishment until we do this final case. Court calls cause number 211-000-2556, State of Texas versus Joseph Almeida. Mr. Almeida, please raise your right hand, and Ms. Almeida, can you please raise your right hand? You all swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, y'all can put your hands down. 211-000-2556. Okay. Joseph, you are being charged with the offense of criminal mischief alleged to have occurred on or about September 28, 2021 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas, where the complaining witness is the Dollar General store. Are you aware of that charge?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Joseph, I need to hear it from you. Are you aware of it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and do you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. As to the charge of criminal mischief alleged to have occurred on September 28, 2021 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas, as to that charge, how do you plead?
No contest. No contest.
The court will accept your plea of no contest. Okay. All right, so we have, I accept the pleas of guilty on the 2 charges and of no contest on the final charge, on the final defendant. We're gonna go to the punishment portion of this case because all 3 of you were involved in the same incident and have either pled guilty or pled no contest. I'm finding that you in fact did commit the crime that you are accused of. And we're going to the punishment portion of the case. Does anybody want to tell me anything before I get started? Okay. So it's my understanding this involves an incident at the Dollar General store where the 3 of you went inside the store and there was some product that was spilled on the floor. Is that correct? Is that a yes from everybody? Okay. And we all understand now that was wrong. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And moms, can we, I want to hear from the children, okay? I want them to know and understand that what they did cannot do, okay? I mean, I understand that sometimes something seems like it's going to be fun and you know, you may have been dared, someone dared you to do it and it seems like, you know, something that's not going to hurt anybody, but at the end of the day, you know, it can hurt somebody. and it can affect you. And you're making decisions now, you're young adults, that could affect you in the future, okay? So you just have to think twice before acting on something like this, okay? Where your mind might be telling you, I know this is probably not a good thing to do, it's probably something wrong to do, but you may feel a little peer pressure to do it, right? Because peer pressure it's hard. But I'm hoping that you guys learn from this experience, okay?
Yes.
I know you're not bad people because you did this, okay? People do much worse things, okay? But it's against the law to do what you did, okay? And it's important that you understand that, okay? I thought about the punishment in this case, and it's going to be the same thing for all three of y'all. I'm placing y'all on what's called deferred disposition. It's a type of probation, okay? Where if you do what I ask you to do and you pay what I ask you to pay, the case gets dismissed, okay? And like I said before, y'all can get the record expunged, which would include every document involving this case would be basically done away with, okay? So for 90 days, I need y'all to be on your best behavior, right? I need y'all going to school, right? Doing what you're supposed to do. The store submitted that the total cost of what was destroyed or spilled on the floor was $38.16. So what I'm gonna do is divide that by 3, where each one of you have to pay restitution in the amount of $12.72. It will need to be a money order made payable to the Dollar General store, okay? You turn that into the court and we'll turn it into Dollar General. $12.72. Normally the fine in these cases would be $110. That's a lot of money. And on an amount like that, you'd probably be looking to your mom or your dad to pay it, right? I don't think that's really fair because they didn't do this. You guys did this, okay? I'm gonna reduce that fine to $50 because my experience has been that at y'all's age, y'all may have some birthday money, you may have something set aside, and parents, I can't tell y'all what to do, but I would really make them pay for this themselves, okay? You know, when it comes from them, it really means a lot more, okay? So the fine's gonna be $50 for each one of y'all. Natalie, does the cost change at all? Now, the court cost is $76. There's nothing I can do about that. That's mandated. So you got to fine of $50, cost of $76, okay?
Is there any way he could do community service?
If you can find, there's going to be an application he needs to fill out. You come to the
Okay.
court and get it, okay? You fill it out, and then it's going to be a matter if he can find a place to do the community service, because right now, a lot of places, because of COVID, it's kind of hard to find.
Okay.
But we will work
Okay.
with you any way we can.
Okay.
Speaking of community service, each one of you are going to be required to do 20 hours of community service. This has nothing to do with your fines and court costs. 20 hours of community service. I'll let you do it anywhere that you can find that will accept you, so long as it is it can't be a private entity. It cannot be somebody's business. If you find a governmental entity, even the school, if any of you are good at math or you're good at English, and y'all have a program where you can help somebody, I will accept that as community service, okay? So if there's something that you're thinking about and you're not sure, just call the court and I'll let you know if that'll work, okay? And finally, I'm gonna need a 2-page report from each one of y'all where you reflect on what you did and tell me how you've learned from this experience. Okay. Any questions?
Your Honor, I'm sorry, I did not hear what the fines were for my daughter. We were having some internet connection issues.
Sure. The fine normally would have been $110. I've reduced that fine to $50.
Perfect. And then a money order to Dollar General for $12.72, correct?
That is correct, made out to Dollar General. But there's also court costs. The court costs are $76. Okay.
76.
The total amount on what you need to pay the court is $126, right? And then the amount that goes to Dollar General is $12.72.
Okay, and then that needs to go, that will need to be turned into the Robstown court, correct?
Correct, and we'll get it over to Dollar General.
Okay,
Okay,
excellent. Thank you.
you're welcome. Okay, do I have any questions from anyone? Okay, all right.
Also, Your Honor, one other thing, too, my daughter did go back to the Dollar General to help clean up as well. We did want to mention that. I do believe that Joseph as well, am I correct, Angeline? Did go back to the Dollar General to help clean up the mess that they did.
Okay, well, that's very good, and I'm sure they appreciated that, okay? So
Absolutely.
I look forward to you guys being successful in completing what you have to do. If you run into any issues, you have any questions, you call the court, okay? And we will try to answer your questions or resolve any issues you may have, okay? Yep.
Your Honor, one other question, if I may.
Yes, ma'am.
How long do they have to complete the 20 hours of community service? Is there a certain deadline that you have specified?
Yes, 90 days. They have to do it within the probationary period.
90 days, perfect. All right, thank you.
That's gonna be February 8th of 2022.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. The final thing is at some point, today's already gotten a little late, but either tomorrow or by Friday, I need y'all to come into the courtroom, to the windows to sign off on the plea forms, okay? And we can give you your community service paperwork that needs to be filled out. Okay. All right. I'm gonna let y'all go. Moms, thank y'all very much for showing up and making sure your children were here today. Children, you have parents that obviously care about y'all, and you know, just think twice. Okay, make good decisions. And you'll be okay. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go, okay? Y'all have a good
All
day.
right, thank you.